Hi, I'm Elizabeth Hallgren, and I'm here to talk with you today about customer discovery and why it's the key to reducing the risk of your startup. As former venture school faculty and faculty at the John Pompidou Entrepreneurship Center, and now as a founder myself, I can tell you that customer discovery is the tool that you want to have in your entrepreneurship toolbox. Why are we here today? The goal of this session is to share ideas and tips and secrets on how you can have a great customer discovery conversation. But I also want to make sure that you know that these conversations are not about selling, but about learning about your customers' problems. So I really like to share this picture because it shows how most business ideas and startup ideas are created in a workroom with people who are just like you, working right alongside you, and you bounce back and forth. And many times the business idea goes to market without ever actually having spoken to customers. Customer discovery is that step that allows you to talk to customers about the problems they're experiencing and the needs that they have that are not being met. It's just simple interviews that you have with potential users of your product. But these aren't sales conversations. They're about learning about their problems and the solutions that they're seeking. The key to good customer discovery is to do it face-to-face. But right now with COVID, that's really not possible. So I really encourage you to do these customer discovery interviews over Zoom so you can still get those visual cues about how somebody is listening to what you're saying or interpreting that. So customer discovery is really and truly about getting out of the building and talking to people you don't know about your business idea. So why customer discovery? Because it reduces the risk of failure. So when you have these interviews, you really want to focus on the customer and their problem and try and get an idea of how big the problem is for them. Some of the ways you can do that are asking questions around what they've tried before to solve this particular problem, what they're currently doing to solve the problem, and how much time and or money that they have spent looking for a solution. Here's a top tip. If they have spent a lot of time or a lot of money on workarounds, then you know you're on to a problem that people are really looking for a solution for. So some simple do's and don'ts. You really want to ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions get you the story behind what they're experiencing and the problem they're experiencing, whereas closed-ended questions get you a yes or a no answer. For example, if you were looking at a calendar application, that would be a new tool for people to manage their meetings. You could ask the question, please tell me about the last time you were late for a meeting. And then you get the story about why they were late, and you can ask follow-on questions to really pull out all the information you need, versus a closed-ended question like, have you ever been late to a meeting? It just gets you that yes or no answer, and you don't get any of the juicy follow-up information. I want you to also listen more than you talk. And I want you to listen not only with your ears, but also with your eyes. Because even in these video settings, you can get all of that good nonverbal communication and know when someone's either really engaged in thinking about what you're talking about or starting to tune out. Both of those can be really great cues to know where you should push and where you should pull away and redirect. I always want you to ask what else they think you should know, because that can lead to problems that you didn't even know people were experiencing. And I also want you to find out where they go for information about this problem. This will lead you to great industry resources, great places for market research, maybe potential influencers or partners down the line. So you really want to collect this information because not only will it help you with your research, but it could potentially help you with your marketing and go-to-market strategy. And I always want you to ask for their contact information. You can couch it in a way that you're a student working on a school project, and that way if you need to follow up with them, if you have student status, it's always good to leverage it because people are more likely to want to help students than someone who they think is trying to sell them something. So, but try and collect their contact information because this could be the very start of your launch list or your first customer list. And some don'ts. This isn't about you trying to push a problem on them. So you are trying to learn about why they are experiencing a problem and what needs they have that aren't met. It's not about you trying to sell them on your solution. This is not a sales call. You shouldn't even be talking about your product or service right now. It's really about learning about the customer. I also want to encourage you to not beat yourself up if you're not great at this. These interviews get so much easier with time and practice. So just get out there and practice it. But along that same line, don't start at the top of an organization. If you have a really high value lead, wait until you've got a couple interviews under your belt, because then you'll be more equipped to have those effective conversations with those important leads. I want to encourage you to create a set of questions, maybe about 10, and also include some of those follow-up questions. So I want you to encourage you to use why questions to follow up, and keep asking that why, so that you can fundamentally get to the root cause of why they're experiencing that problem. So why is a very important question to ask. So some next steps. I'm going to attach and have available to you this assumptions worksheet. It's real easy, and it'll ask you questions like you see here on the slide about who your target customer is, their problem, what the solution is, and why they can't currently solve that problem. But it also asks you, what is the riskiest assumption you're making about your business? I want you to take a look at that, and those assumptions are where you should start your customer discovery questioning around. It's also a really great place, this worksheet, to start for you to start to work on your pitch, which is another video that you should go ahead and watch. And once you fill out this worksheet, you'll be great, in a really great shape to do that pitch. So please get out there, talk to people you don't know, and good luck on your customer discovery. I think you're really going to find that it's an extremely useful tool.